I was always proud of my success. I built my career on hard work, determination, and a relentless pursuit of wealth and power. Every morning, I woke up eager to close another deal, to see my bank account grow, and to prove to myself and everyone around me that I was better than most. I believed that my achievements defined me, and that material success was the only true measure of a man's worth. I attended important meetings, dined in elegant restaurants, and lived a life that many envied. I never questioned my choices because, to me, the pursuit of money was a holy mission. I had little time for anything else, especially not for spiritual reflection or for considering what truly mattered beyond the glitter of success. One hectic day, during what seemed to be just another routine business trip, I found myself in the middle of an important board meeting. I was presenting a new project proposal when a sharp pain suddenly shot through my chest. I tried to continue speaking, but the pain grew unbearable. In a matter of moments, I felt my body weakening, and everything around me began to fade into darkness. I don't remember much of what happened next, only a deep, overwhelming silence that enveloped me, as if I were falling through an endless void. When I opened my eyes again, I was no longer in a conference room or a hospital. I was somewhere completely different, a place that I can only describe as a shadowy realm filled with a dull, suffocating heat. The landscape was barren, with cracked ground and an eerie red glow that hung over everything. I felt a strange sense of disorientation as I looked around, realizing that I had left behind the familiar world of success and wealth. As I began to wander through this strange place, I noticed that I was not alone. Figures moved slowly in the distance, their faces gaunt and marked by despair. Soon I realized that these were souls, wandering aimlessly in a place that seemed to be filled with endless longing and regret. I recognized them as people much like myself, individuals who had spent their lives chasing money and status, ignoring the quiet, persistent call of something greater. In that moment, I understood that I had been worshiping success to the point of forgetting that life was about so much more. I continued to explore, feeling a growing sense of dread with every step. The voices of the lost souls whispered around me, each one echoing the unfulfilled promises of a life spent in pursuit of wealth. I heard murmurs of regret, of opportunities missed, and of a constant hunger that no amount of money could ever satisfy. At one point, a cold, mocking voice slithered into my ears. "You had no time for God. Now you have eternity without Him." The words struck me like a hammer. I felt a deep, unbearable sorrow and awareness that all the success I had so proudly chased had left me empty, without the true riches of compassion, love, and spiritual fulfillment. I remember coming to a desolate clearing where a small group of souls gathered around a dying fire. Their eyes were filled with hopelessness, and I could see in them a reflection of my own inner emptiness. They told me silently, through their expressions, that they had once been like me, ambitious, driven, and convinced that material success was the only path to happiness. I saw the pain etched on their faces, a pain born from years of neglecting the beauty of human connection and the gentle guidance of a higher power. In that moment, I felt the weight of all my past choices, and the realization hit me. My relentless pursuit of wealth had cost me something far greater than I had ever imagined. I wandered deeper into that dark realm, my mind reeling with remorse and disbelief. Memories of my life flashed before me: long hours spent in the office, missed family gatherings, ignored pleas for help from friends and strangers alike. Each memory was a reminder of how I had sacrificed love and compassion at the altar of success. The voices around me grew louder, their collective lament a mournful symphony of regret. I began to see visions of a life that might have been a life where I had taken time to care for others, where I had valued kindness over profit, where I had made a difference in the world, not just by earning money, but by sharing it, by sharing myself. As I struggled with these overwhelming feelings, I encountered a figure unlike the others in that bleak landscape. It was not entirely human, nor entirely demonic. It radiated a peculiar light, one that was soft yet undeniable in its presence. The figure approached me slowly, its eyes filled with both sorrow and a deep understanding. In a voice that was gentle but resonant, it said, "You have been given the chance to see the truth of your life. All the wealth you accumulated could never fill the void left by neglecting what truly matters. You have chosen the shallow path, and now you must face its consequences. The figure's words pierced through the numbness that had settled over me. I realized then that this experience was not a punishment, but a revelation. I was seeing the consequences of a life built on greed and ambition, a life that had ignored the beauty of compassion, faith, and human connection. I listened as the figure continued. You are here to learn that true success lies not in the riches you amass, but in the love you share. Redemption is possible if you are willing to change. But know that every act of indifference, every moment when you chose profit over people, has led you to this place. Tears streamed down my face as the reality of my life pressed in on me. I recalled the faces of those I had brushed aside in my pursuit of success: the elderly man who needed help, the struggling single parent, the homeless person on the corner. I saw my own reflection in their eyes, a mirror of my lost humanity. The figure's words echoed in my mind, and I felt a deep need to atone for every mistake, every moment of selfishness. I knelt on the cracked, scorched earth, pleading silently for forgiveness, not just from the figure before me, but from the countless souls I had harmed by my indifference. For what felt like an eternity, I remained there in that desolate place, confronted by the weight of my choices. The voices of the lost grew softer, and slowly, the oppressive heat began to give way to a gentler warmth. The figure reached out and helped me to my feet, and together we began to walk along a narrow, winding path that emerged from the darkness. With each step, I felt a gradual easing of the burden I had carried for so long. The path was not easy, and the memories of my past continued to haunt me, but I sensed that this was my chance for redemption, a chance to return to life with a new understanding of what truly mattered. As we walked, the figure shared stories of others who had once been consumed by the pursuit of wealth, only to find that their riches could never save them from a life of emptiness. I listened intently, each story a mirror of my own experience. The figure said, "When you return to the world of the living, let this vision guide you. Do not allow your ambition to blind you to the beauty of life's true treasures: love, compassion, and faith. Every act of kindness can light the darkest corner of a weary soul." His words stirred something deep within me, a hope that perhaps I could change, that I could rebuild a life based not on greed, but on genuine care for others. Gradually, the fiery landscape began to fade. The red glow softened into a gentle light, and the harsh sounds of despair were replaced by a quiet, reassuring melody. I felt a powerful pull, a force drawing me back to the world I'd once known. The figure's final words resonated as I stood at the edge of that dark realm. Remember, true wealth is not measured by what you have, but by what you give. Let your life be a testament to compassion, and never forget the value of a kind heart. In a flash of brilliant light, I awoke in a hospital room, surrounded by concerned faces and the steady beeping of monitors. I realized that I had been given a second chance, a rare opportunity to live again with the lessons of that journey etched into my heart. I was still weak, but I felt different, changed. The memory of that shadowy realm, the lost souls, and the gentle figure stayed with me, a constant reminder of the price of indifference and the power of redemption. When I returned to my life, I knew that nothing could be the same. I reconnected with my family, apologized to old friends, and began to question the values I had once held so dear. I started volunteering at local charities, using my resources to help those in need instead of hoarding them for myself. I became a mentor to young people, urging them to value relationships and compassion over material success. Every day, I reminded myself that my past actions, driven by a blind pursuit of wealth, had nearly cost me my soul. The journey I experienced in that strange, fiery place transformed my view of success. I learned that the truest measure of a person's worth is not in the balance of their bank account, but in the love they share and the kindness they show. I began to see that every business deal, every financial gain, should be balanced by an act of generosity and care for others. In time, I dedicated a significant portion of my life to philanthropic endeavors, hoping to make amends for the years I had spent chasing an illusion. There are moments when, late at night, I close my eyes and remember the demon's mocking words, "You had no time for God. Now you have eternity without him." Those words still echo in my heart, not as a curse, but as a warning, a reminder of the darkness that can consume a soul when it is starved of true purpose. I now live each day with a deep gratitude for the second chance I was given, knowing that my life has meaning only when it is used to lift others up.